your pain. When the dark is closing in, see they want to lock me down. When they try to take me down, we be flying off the ground. When the world is going out, when the earth is falling in. This is the mind, this is the life.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show, and I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown, and this show is brought to you by Precious Gifts Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit organization equipping women and girls for self-sufficiency and wellness to overcome life's obstacles. They will be holding the 2023 Masterpiece Workshop for Women on Saturday, March 11th, 2023 at the Carol Hefner Center in Uptown Charlotte. Go to www.preciousgifts.com for more information and to get your early bird ticket today. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And it is Friday, February 10th, the Friday before that wonderful, magical day of Valentine's Day. Well, for some people, it just depends all in how you view that. And our topic today, we actually have a very special guest, and it would be the first time on my show that I have a male guest. So today's topic is men's perception of dating over 40. And I have in the studio with me today, Mr. Deometris Washington of NTX Consulting out of Maryland. Hello, Deometris.
Hello there.
And so when we come back from the break, we're going to hear Mr. Washington's views on dating over the age of 40. So you're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio, and this is your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And you're tuned into WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. We'll be right back after the break.
Said that I've been acting different, yeah. Funny how I finally flipped the script on ya. When you the one who's double dipping, yeah. You so sloppy how I caught you slipping, You're off the lease, run me my keys. No more popping up the hitty, yeah. I ain't even got the miles to trip on, yeah. No phone, who is this? Brand new, like the whip, rack it up, no assist. Man, I ain't average. Wake up, need a zip. Hennessy, take a sip. Look at my jeans, I'm too thick. I ain't got no room for extra baggage. Don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. Don't leave no pieces. You need to hurry and pick up your feelings. While I'm up cleaning, boy, please, I don't need it. Memories, you can keep it. Oh, don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. Don't leave no pieces. I'm trying to give for ya. You ran out of chances of forgiving ya. Yeah, listen, I'm listening just for you to go and break my heart again. I learned my lesson last time. I ain't coming. This is what you had now. And I bet you I look better, don't I? New phone. Who is this? Contact. Don't exist. Either I caught it. Gas way too expensive. No more benefits. Papa visit. Hands tied. No grit. I ain't got the room for extra baggage. So don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. Don't leave no pieces. You need to hurry and pick up your feelings. Yeah. While I'm up cleaning, boy, please, I don't need memories. You can keep it. Don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. Don't leave no pieces. Knock on the door where my heart once was. But you had too fun. But I had enough. Now I'm really done. I deserve so much more than you gave to me. So now I'm saving me. And the mayor of peace.
Welcome back to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through free TuneIn radio app and Streama. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show, and I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And if you're just tuning in, we're discussing men's perception of dating over the age of 40. And we have in the studio with us today, Mr. Deometris Washington of NTX Consulting out of Maryland. So thank you, Deometris, for joining us today on Thy Queendom Come.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And as I understand, you have a lot to say about this topic. First of all, are you a single man?
I can be.
And what does that actually mean?
I mean, you're single until you're married, right?
Okay. So meaning you're dating.
Yes.
Okay. And so that's exactly what we're discussing today. Your perception as a male over the age of 40, dating in these streets today.
Yep.
Okay. And so as an overall arching question, what's your view of dating today?
The overall view?
Yeah.
Some good women out there, but there's some skeezers too.
Okay. And in your definition of skeezer, what are you meaning?
That woman who double books, woman who basically says, I'm gonna go out with this guy at 4:00, but then I'm also gonna go out with another guy at 8:00. Or the woman who, invites you to go out, but don't bring her purse. A woman that expects you to pay every time. It's just supposed to be like that. A woman that on Valentine's Day expects you to spend an additional $800 when you already spent $1,200 for Christmas, which I think is extremely too much money to be spending. That's my thought on how dating is nowadays.
Okay, so all right, you said a lot.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, and so let's try to unpack some of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with the a woman who expects you to pay every single time. Do you feel that that's the consensus, that most women that you've encountered have expected you to pay on a first, second, third? Like, what does that entail?
It's like pumping gas. If you were the man, you pumping the gas in your car? No, the man's gonna pump the gas. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm from the South, and that's fine. It is what is expected. It's what I do because that's what the world says. But I'm not saying it's fair. What I'm saying is, when you go out on average, how much money you spend?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you.
You mean on a date?
When you go out with the opposite sex, how much money do you spend?
Probably zero.
Right. When I go out with the opposite sex, I spend money. A lot of it. At least $150, and that's on the low end because of Megan Thee Stallion and all these other women out here talking about, I need a credit card, my own credit card to your bank. Oh. So what I'm saying is, it gets expensive out here dating. If I'm going out every night of the week, I'm spending easily $200 every night.
Okay, so let's backtrack on that.
Yeah.
What are you doing going out every night of the week? Is this with a different woman every night?
I'm not saying that I do. I'm saying, but women will go out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and spend how much money? Zero.
Okay,
a man can't do that. Even if it's twice a week, I'm still spending $250. If I go out once a week, that's $1,000 a month to take you to eat.
Okay, and I definitely understand that point. So is this a matter of you going around trying to find that one you are...
I'm not trying to find... I'm just talking about how the game is. Listen to the lyrics of all the songs. I'm going to do this, I'm going to break here, and I'm going to get this money. It's not love. You want a sponsor. I have to pay, and this is how it... Unfortunately, this is how it is. A man has to pay to get to know a woman. A man has to pay Because a woman thinks, okay, we had sex, now he's supposed to blah, 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 blah. My question is, my sex costs too. What makes your sex, what makes your thing between your legs cost more than mine? Why can't it be the barter system? Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's the barter system. I gave you this, you gave me that. We're even. Why am I expected to pay?
Okay.
Now, I know how that's the world and how it is, and I do it, and I have to do it because that's how it is. I'm just playing devil's advocate and saying what makes between your legs better than what's between mine.
And I don't really think that is what it is, Deometris. I really think what it is is in society, and as most women in this age bracket want to be courted. And as a man, most women feel that you should take that role of...
I don't disagree.
Of basically courting her to get to know her.
I agree.
But that's on you. I would have to say that you're spending all this, extra money every night. Why don't you think of some things that are not as expensive? Be creative. You don't have to spend that much money.
I do that all the time.
Okay.
I do that all the time. We can go on a picnic. I can make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or whatever. What I'm saying is, I'm not talking about me.
You're just
I'm
in general.
Talking about in general.
Okay.
A woman you can't take a woman on a picnic for a first date.
Why can't you?
Not these days.
Why can't you?
Have you heard the radio?
It does. I don't listen to first of all.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
I'm talking about women in general. And so,
Okay.
and I'm talking about the world in general and men in general. So I'm talking about 85% of the time, this is the expectation. Not that it happens, but in general, a man is expected to chase a woman. A man is expected to pay. A man is expected to be a gentleman. What is a woman expected to do? Open her legs.
That is
crazy.
That is not the case.
That is
Deometris,
the case.
I really don't think it's a simple cut and dry.
Nothing is. I'm not saying it's cut
and I think
dry.
Perhaps maybe it's the type of women you're dating.
And it could be.
So
be.
let's ask this question. Where are you meeting these women?
I don't go out and looking to meet anyone.
So where do you get your pool of dating?
You mean over the years?
Over the years.
College, work maybe, out arbitrarily. You don't go looking for it. Listen, again, I'm not angry. I spend money. I don't mind it. I'm playing devil's advocate and saying, if you giving me something sexually and I'm giving you something sexually, that's even. That's the barter system. So all I'm saying is, again, I understand how things work. I'm old-fashioned, born, in the 70s, like everyone else. All I'm saying is when it becomes an expectation, it doesn't feel appreciated.
Okay.
It feels like it's a must. It doesn't feel like, oh, thank you for... It's like, oh, okay, that's what he was supposed to do. And that's where I have the problem.
Okay.
Not that I'm doing it, but nowadays it feels like a prerequisite. It feels like you have to do A, B, and C in order to get to know a woman. And all I'm saying is, has there ever been a time in history where a woman has to do A, B, and C to get to know a man?
I'm sure. And I'm sure that there is a narrative on women who pay to get to know men, or they're going Dutch, or whatever the case may be. Okay. I guess you're just happening to run into the more old fashioned women, in a sense, that, want to be courted initially. Right. But wait. So with all of this, after you have paid, as you say, for getting to know a particular woman, and we're just going to say one, right? After you feel that you have, expended a certain amount of money, do you say, okay, now this is something that I want to pursue further, more serious, and then do you see that narrative changing where she may be more reciprocal to funding? Because really, I think that's the biggest issue here is money. That's what you have.
The biggest issue is it's a double standard and the lack of perceived appreciation. It's not about money. Money comes, money goes.
Right.
I'll go on the first date, spend $300, never go on a date with her again because during appetizers, I realized it wasn't worth it. So I'll spend that $300 not to see her again. That's okay. It's not about money. It's about what the perception of how things should be. The way, not the perception, it's the way things are. And I'm just playing devil's advocate, not hoping to change it because it's not going to change. It's like trying to change police beating on black people. That's not going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just how the world is. I'm playing devil's advocate in saying that it's equal. All things being equal, I'm getting to know you, you're getting to know me, but not many times in society, or at least a very low percentage of society, where a woman is expected to take out a man to get to know him, to spend money. I won't say take out. To spend money.
So, okay, let me...
This is all ages. This is not just people in their
over 40. Okay.
This is 20s. This is just how it is. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying this is how it is. And when it is an expectation, there can't be appreciation if it's expected. Does that make sense?
It can be appreciation if it's expected. It's
okay.
You can.
But if the guy doesn't do it, now I'm cheap. Because I'm called cheap and thrifty and frugal.
How if you're spending all this money on dates?
Exactly.
So,
because I think it is absolutely stupid to spend $1,000 on somebody for Christmas. For what?
I mean, if she is not your actual, if she's not someone that you're serious about, that is crazy.
No, whether we're serious or not, I would never ask any person to spend $1,000 on me for a holiday. Then I got to turn around and buy her some
for Valentine's Day. Okay,
Valentine's Day?
So let's talk about that after the break.
Right.
We're going to talk about your thoughts on Valentine's Day. Okay.
Boycott it.
Okay, so after the break, we'll continue our discussion with Deometris Washington, and you're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you the double the information and inspiration. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Fly like a dove. I'm a little too fast for y'all go-getters. On that OJ tip, trying to juice Rockefeller. I don't believe in holidays or meeting your moms. Eating out in restaurant and taking it down to that frog. I'm straight up, like the collar on the fawns. Living like a dawn as if my name was Perry on. Ladies loving men for money all night long. But that's foul like a guy eating swan while reading the Quran. That's why I run game on their brain. You catch a John Dada up in the Ramada with 8 chicks and a pie of pizza filled with enchiladas. And all y'all girls can have a slice on me. Cause tonight, me and my people, we spreading love for free. Girl, would you love me for free? Yo, one love. Make a million. If I was talking square biz, I'd be out selling Sicilian. Imagine I pay for all the girls I love. I'd be broke from love, with a broken heart, cause I can't love. Now tell me what type of love is that? In this position, cause I was tricking like a magician. Girls in the world trying to take your bread. So put your wallet in your hat, kid, and hold your head. It's the Ocknails, you know I rock well. Girl, I get up inside you like said, if I wanna love, I gotta spend cash. Fellas must have had their tongue in your butt, cause you're talking at your I just came for kisses and hugs. But if you want me to go down south, girl, it's enough. I wanna make love. I said I wanna make love. Yo, the furthest down south that I'm going is the accent. Check it out. I wanna make love. One love. One love. You love me for free. You can't.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through free TuneIn radio app and Apple Radio. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show, and I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And if you're just tuning in, we're discussing men's perception of dating over 40 with Deometris Washington. This segment is brought to you by Precious Gifts Incorporated, who is holding the Masterpiece Workshop for Women on March 11th, 2023. They are looking for vendors currently, so please go to www.preciousgiftswithaz.com and sign up for a vendor spot if you have a business, brand, or service. So, as I stated, we've been discussing a lot with Mr. Washington, and we are going to speak about his views as a man over 40 about Valentine's Day, as that is coming up in just a few short days. So, Deometris, tell me, what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day just sounds like money. That's what it sounds like, a bill. That's what it sounds like. I mean, what are my thoughts on Valentine's Day? It is a bill.
Why is it a bill? Why do you feel that way?
Because Valentine's Day is centered around the woman. And that's fine. I'm not saying that women don't give gifts and this, that, and the other, but the whole thing, when was Valentine's Day, when did it become a day?
I guess Saint somebody, something,
Exactly. It is propaganda to spend your money.
I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you.
Just like a diamond ring. Diamonds weren't anything in the 1800s. Nobody gave their bride a diamond ring in the 1800s. That started in the early 1900s, 1910, 1920, where the diamond people decided, let's make diamond the biggest thing going.
Okay.
So it's just for you to spend more money. What I think we should do, instead of spending, $5,000 on this bag or this, that, and the other, let's take that money and invest in something and get some residual income. And then let's use that residual income to buy you whatever the hell you want. Why it's got to come out of my pocket?
Okay, so let's take a look at that. So with Valentine's Day, are you speaking of spending all this money on somebody that you've recently met, somebody that you're actually in an active relationship with? How does that look for you? Like if you're just dating someone, are you going all out for Valentine's Day?
No, I don't want you to get me nothing, and you ain't, and I ain't got to get you nothing. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to. So, for instance, let's just say for Christmas, I'm not going to ask anybody to spend $1,000 on me. I'll be like, you know what, babe, just get me a pair of shoes, $200. But a woman ain't going to do that. A woman will need a bag and this, that, and the other, and then on Valentine's Day, she gonna want another bag or a trip or this, that, and the other. She gonna want all that stuff. It's good for guys who don't mind spending that money. That's fine. But to me, because of my history and my relationships in the past, I'm married and divorced. It's about appreciation for me.
Okay.
That's what it's about. It's not really about the money. I don't care. Money come and money go. But more importantly, it's about the appreciation. And when it is expected, I don't feel like it can be appreciated fully if I'm expected to do A, B, and C just to be in your presence. And that's my whole thing. It's not about the money. It's the expectation of what a man has to do. And I just don't feel like women fully appreciate it or understand it, that every time we take you out, it's hundreds of dollars.
Well, I don't totally agree with that because I feel that after you get to a certain point, if you're dating someone seriously, it becomes more reciprocal.
I agree. But until you get to the point where this might work, which is, for me, 85% of the time, they don't make the cut.
Well, then why don't you scale back on your spending?
Exactly. But you can't, again, this is Washington, D.C. You can't go anywhere and spend $60 unless I'm taking you to Popeyes. There's nowhere. The drinks cost $12.
Okay.
We getting the appetizer, that's $12. You getting something to eat, drink. I got to drink when I'm drinking water. You can't spend $60 in Washington, D.C. So we might go out 2 or 3 times. I'm already $800 in. It's not a problem. I'm just saying that if the roles were reversed, a woman would not do that.
Okay.
And that's all I'm saying.
Okay, so is there any solution to this?
I don't know.
For you, is there any resolve to this? What is
the
it?
bank is closed.
It's closed. So what exactly does that mean?
That means if you want to get to know me, spend some paper.
Okay. Okay, ladies, you have heard it. If you want to get to know Mr. Washington, you need to, as he stated, spend some paper. So,
but I'm cheap though.
Okay.
I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You ain't got to do nothing.
And I think he would prefer, a picnic, like a nice picnic.
Listen.
You can win him over with a picnic.
Listen, let's all save money and do one of 2 things. Either go on trips.
Okay.
Get some stamps on your passport.
I got you.
Or let's start a business so the residual income can sponsor our extravaganza.
I love it. I mean, I love all of that.
It is.
I love all of that.
Yes, but I'm gonna need you to do something too.
Okay.
I mean, again,
it's a team effort.
My love language.
Is it a team effort?
My love language is words of affirmation. That's number 1.
Okay.
Before anything else.
Okay. So you want to feel appreciated, and that's what men may be missing.
Period.
Okay.
I just need to feel appreciated. And if I'm appreciated, you can have whatever you want.
Okay. I like it.
But appreciation is different from expectation. And that's my wrap. That's how I'm closing this thing.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we definitely appreciate you being here and your very colorful interview. Like it was very lively, and I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate our listeners for tuning in, and continue to tune in every Friday at 9:30 a.m. If you would like to be a guest on my show, or if you have any advertising for your brand, business, or service, please contact me at info@preciousgifts.com or 800-988-3044. You've been listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown, on WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, for double the information and inspiration. Until next week, continue to be a blessing, and remember, you are the gift. Ashe. Hi, this is LaNinia, host of Thy Queendom Come radio show. By being on air, I'm able to encourage, enlighten, and support women of all ages. I'm grateful that this platform allows me to remind my sisters that you are the gift. Tune in Fridays, 9:30 a.m. WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
My heart desires. Just appreciate the little things I do. Oh, you're the one who's got me inspired. Keep on lifting me higher. So good, loving somebody, and somebody loves you back. It's so good, needing somebody, and somebody needs you back. Each other's happiness. I will do for you anything that I can. Oh, every day I want to do a little more, just a little bit more. It's so good, loving somebody, and somebody loves you back, and that's a fact. It's so good.